Good day everyone, this is Patrick from EasyFX Code Trading System, and it's Wednesday the 4th of March 2020, and it's just about 6 coming up to 6:30 in Singapore, which is about 5:30 a.m. New York time. And this is the midweek analysis for spot gold and dollar yen. Let's take a look at spot gold, which had a massive rally yesterday, which mirrored the almost mirrored the massive fall on last Friday, and this was mainly due to the surprise announcement by the Federal Reserve of a surprise rate cut of 0.5 basis points. That was late night in Singapore last night at 11 p.m. and this pushed the spot gold all the way up to hit the 1650 level again, and today is just a spinning top and just a pause and consolidating. So let's if I already marked this now as support, now that it's punched through that, and that's still the resistance. This week's weekly pivot is at 1612.64. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame. And this was the turn from yesterday, and right up to the monthly pivot. And right through the previous trend line, and just at the 4-hour close, 4-hour open at 11 p.m. for spot gold. That's when it started to rally, and it produced over 400 pips there. And after pullback later that night, early morning, it continued to push up to just spike through the 1650 level to set a high at 1652.60, and after that it's just consolidating for today between the 162 pip extension and the 200 pip extension range, which is still a pretty significant range of over 200 pips. So this was a so-called emergency rate cut, and trying to move in front of the curve and anticipate the impact to the economy from the coronavirus COVID-19 outbreak, and that's starting to gather pace in the US. And anyway, the FOMC was slated to cut rates in their next meeting. That was a couple of weeks time, but they jumped the gun on this one. So over to dollar yen. So dollar yen had the reverse impact, and the US dollar fell almost to the previous trend line, where there was a previous swing low here at 106.78. So now it's fallen through the previous support at 108, and that's going to be resistance now. And it's climbed back up to retest the previous swing low at the 107.65. So it could consolidate for the rest of the day before attempting to recover, and needs to climb back up above 108, and higher above that, perhaps back to this previous trend line, and right to the 38 pip retracement. So we could actually move this to the current low now, which is an interim low, and to the recent high, and yep, it's needs to climb back up to the 21.4 pip retracement level, which is exactly at 108. All right, so we'll see whether it's able to do that over the next couple of days. There is ISM non-manufacturing, which is services PMI later tonight, and then of course the major one on Friday, which is the non-farm payroll report. So we'll see the impact of that key news to both these safe haven currency pairs. Alright, so have a good trading week, and do check out my other videos on Euro, Cable, and Aussie dollar. And meanwhile, have a good trading week, and cheers.